What's up, Council Nation? I know you know me for fantasy football, but I'm adding something to my repertoire that is sports cards. Sports cards are booming, and I know it's in line with my brand, so I want to add that to my Council Nation, to the brand, to the fantasy football channel right here for you guys, and bring you guys some value because, again, sports cards are massive right now, and I want Council Nation, you fantasy fans, to get into the hobby because now is the time. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the top 3 sports cards that I like right now for basketball at this exact moment, and that you can get for pretty decent value still. So yeah, I like Zion, I like Ja, I like all these other guys, but their cards are a little more expensive. I like Luka, I like Trey, but their cards are a little more expensive. So I've got 3 cards here that are value that you must own that I think could really sky's the limit. The moon is the limit here with these cards, and I want to share them here with you today. Before I get into that, guys, make sure you are subscribed, smash thumbs up, and in the comments, let's dive into some chat with basketball, football, and any sports cards that you collect. I'd love to hear what you guys collect. Let's get in the video. Top 3 must-own basketball cards you must get right now.
Taking off the gloves, I've had enough, it's in my blood. I was born for this.
All right, guys, welcome to the show. Beyond excited that you're here. 3 basketball cards you must own right now. Again, I'm super excited to add sports cards to the Fantasy Football Counselor channel. Thank you guys for being here. Super excited to share these 3 cards with you. Before I get into it, guys, real quickly, smash the thumbs up. And in the comments, it's very, very important that you guys dive in and let me know which cards you like to collect. Do you like to collect? Do you not like to collect? I want to hear from you what you're collecting right now. Vintage is in right now. A lot of people collecting that, trying to get the Shaq cards, the Nash cards, the Kobe cards, a lot of Jordan cards. They're really hot right now. What are you collecting right now? Really curious to hear your thoughts on that. And of course, guys, I've released a sports card course. Now, if you guys are advanced, if you guys are beginner, this is the course for you. We talk about how to grade your cards, how to prep your cards for grading, what cards I searched for in depth. Again, there's a lot of information here, everything you know to get that foundation to dive right into the hobby and excel at it. So, guys, Sports Card Shark below, or head on over to thefantasyfootballcounselor.com. Get it below. All right, so let's dive into these 3 cards that I like. That you must own, okay? You got to own these cards, and they're great value, okay? So make some notes here and debate me on it if you disagree, but I think the moon, sky's the limit with these guys. They can go up to the moon. There's a ton of upside. Again, I think they're great value. First card that, and again, I practice what I preach. I don't just say, hey, I really must own these cards, and I don't own them. I actually own these cards. So first guy I'm going to talk about here, and again, when I'm looking, I always try to get the baseline and an above par card, which is the silver prisms. I don't like base. I like something above base because I like to get a little more of an expensive card. Now, you can get the base version of these, but we're talking Colin Sexton is the first one here. It is a silver prism. If you guys aren't aware, Prism, obviously the top brand. This is the silver card, very well sought out, and it's a PSA 10. I don't mess around. So Colin Sexton, I'll tell you why I like Colin Sexton. It's a 2018 one here, and again, silver prism. He's averaging around, the time of this recording, could go up, could go down, 23.6 points per game. Very impressive. Now, Cavs as a team, not doing the greatest. So there is a bit of a drawback. That's probably why some of these guys are good value. You kind of want to go for those playoff teams, but sometimes you got to go for the player. And I'm more of a guy that goes for the player, goes for the upside. Because if the player's that good, he's going to lift that team with him, and they're going to build weapons around that team to do well. So Colin Sexton is a guy that I've invested in. It's a beautiful card, the Silver Prism 10, averaging 23.6 points per game. And what I like as well is he's getting 35.1 minutes a game. That is really good. I like the fact that these players get a lot of minutes, and that's something that you should be looking for when you're looking for a sports card. You want to make sure that they're the number 1, number 2 guy on that team, respectively, and that they're getting a lot of play time. So out of these 3, I'm going to go in order on which one I like. I'm going to say the best for last, but this is number 3 for me on a must-own card right now. Colin Sexton, tons of talent, tons of upside, and you can get pretty good, decent value for his card. Beautiful card, great player, great shooter, and I am excited to see the future of Colin Sexton in the NBA as he develops and grows, and hopefully he can lift the Cavaliers to new levels, okay? Or bring them back to levels where when LeBron was there. All right, the second card here, a big upside market team here, and I love the upside, and I love the opportunity. And he was really hyped up coming into his first year. Didn't really meet expectations. Free throw average wasn't that good. His shooting average is getting better. Very raw, but he's starting to come into his own. The guy I'm talking about, and I have the same cards as Silver Prism 10, is RJ Barrett. Now, I love RJ Barrett. Again, a huge market team. A lot of beat writers talk about the New York Knicks. So the thing about this guy, again, is you're going to get the beat writers, the media attention when he does well. Now, he is starting to average around 17.8, 18 points a game, which is good. Another thing that I really like, going back to the minutes, he's actually, as of the time of this recording, again, it's going to go up and down by the time you listen to this. So if you listen to this a month down the road, don't say, well, Joe, he's not 11th in minutes right now. Joe, he's like 20th or he's first in minutes. Like, we don't know. As of the time of this recording, he's 11th in minutes, okay? Which is pretty good, around 35.8 minutes per game. Now, that's really good. The Knicks players are playing a lot, getting a lot of court time. Now, also another thing I like with him is that he's got a great rookie with him, Emmanuel Quickley, who's getting a lot of media attention. So with him and Quickley, and that's good. If Quickley's good, it's going to bring him up, and both of them do well. So the team does better. They've been stringing out a bunch of wins right now, and I love this card. It's still pretty decent value at the time of this recording. You get it under about $1,000 US, depending on where you get it, $900. Again, this is probably going to skyrocket. There's a ton of ceiling for RJ Barrett. I think he's getting better. His defense is getting better. His shooting is getting better. His free throw average is getting better. So I still think there's a ton of upside with this guy. I still think a lot of people are sleeping on him, and it's a guy I must own based on the value. You know, you're saying, well, Joe, $1,000, that's not really cheap. Compared to a Ja or a Zion, I'm not comparing them. Obviously, those guys, based on paper right now, are better, but RJ Barrett could really, really be a true all-star and a guy that could really take a stranglehold of the league and start really dominating in the league. And again, a massive market, a guy that I must own, and that's your reasoning for it. The next guy, I think a lot of people are sleeping on, and again, that goes to on the contrary to RJ Barrett and the huge Knicks market. This is on the whole other side of the spectrum. The guy I'm talking about here, this is very important. I love the upside. I love the talent. And I think this team is going places. I think they can make a shot at the playoffs this year based on what I'm seeing. Love it. They've strung out a couple of huge wins. They beat the Nuggets recently. They beat the Celtics. And again, at the time of this recording, maybe they beat better teams. Maybe they've been on a losing streak. I don't know. Depends on when you're listening to this. But the guy I'm talking about here is De'Aaron Fox. Absolutely love this guy. I mean, there's no words to explain how much I have a man crush on this guy and how heavily I'm invested in his cards. Now, he's averaging around 22.4 points per game at the time of this recording, which puts him around 26th in the league. Right now, in that category, 32.8 minutes, which is also pretty good. So he's getting the minutes. He's not as much as RJ Barrett, but he's getting the minutes. He's getting the time. And he is really special. A guy that starts to really turn it up in around the third or fourth quarter to bring his team back or even excel his team past the other team if they're losing or winning to get you those wins. Him and now the emergence now of Tyrese Halliburton. We've got an amazing duo. These guys can shoot. These guys can ball. These guys can play. There's other players on Sacramento doing well, including Holmes. Bagley starting to pick it up a little bit. The offense is looking a little bit better, a little bit stronger, playing strong on both sides of the court. De'Aaron Fox, I mean, people think I'm crazy, but I'm comparing him to a Jordan. Now, I know it's a little bit of a crazy comparison. Joe, he's not Jordan. Come on, you're being ridiculous. The speed, the agility, the quickness, the razzle-dazzle, the ability to drive to the net and shoot over, Jokic and all these other guys. Like, the guy is looking really, really good. I mean, knock on wood here. I'm wishing the best for this kid. And I really like him. I like him as his work ethic looks crazy. I love the work ethic. And again, his cards are still pretty decent value. They're starting to go up. At the time of this recording, I think his card jumped over 20% over the past 7 days. Again, De'Aaron Fox, the guy that I've invested in. I could be wrong. But if he takes Sacramento to the playoffs and beyond, maybe second round playoff, like, we don't know. Maybe they make a title run in the next 2-3 years. This card will skyrocket all the rest of my cards that I have. And it's not so much a team I'm investing in, it's a player. And I'm just definitely seeing the talent with this guy. He looks special. And again, I with my fantasy football analysis, my fantasy sports analysis, one thing I'm really good at is picking out winners. I kind of can see if I see talent there, I see the upside with players, and I definitely see that with De'Aaron Fox, okay? So again, if you are shopping around, you want that price tag. And again, I'll go silver prisms. You guys can go ahead and get your base cards. You can get variations of these cards. You can get your optic hollows. You can get whatever you want. Get your select version of this. You can get your mosaic. I don't care. I like silvers. I like the way they look. I like the way they shine. I like the way they hold their value. I've got a Luka Doncic. I've got his silver prism. I paid $550 back in 2019. That's an $8,000 card. I love silvers. It's a good baseline. You can't go wrong. And it's a highly sought out and searched term when you're on eBay. So again, these are the guys that I like and I must own. There's other guys, obviously. There's other guys like Shea and other guys we'll get into other videos about. So make sure you guys subscribe. In the comments below, let me know what you guys think of these cards. Am I right? Do you feel the same way? Because I've justified my reasoning behind why I like these guys. Not like, hey, I like them because, you know, Fox is just a cool name. I like the name Fox. It's cool. No, there's reasoning. The playtime minutes are there. The points are there. The talent is there. The opportunity is there. The volume is there. And the ceiling is definitely there. And the price is reasonable, okay? So again, that's my thoughts on this. These are guys that I must own. And I want to hear your thoughts. And again, there's other guys I must own, a lot of vintage cards. I'm also looking at cards like Shaq. Shaq's Tops looks good. There's a couple other guys I want to get. But these are 3 basketball cards you must own right now that have a ton of ceiling and a ton of talent. All right, guys. So thumbs up, subscribe, comment below. And of course, guys, make sure you guys get the course below, Sports Card Shark. I'll see you guys in the course to advance that sports card collecting game. Dive into the hobby. Enjoy your passion. Get in now. Talk soon.
Taking off the gloves, I've had enough. It's in my blood. I was born for this.